Shout out to this swell individual for the inspiration for the video. Also, this is an unedited condensed version, so feel free to listen along like it was a podcast, which you guys keep telling me you do anyway, so yeah. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Today we're gonna be putting the Genshin characters into randomly generated groups of 3 with the spinny wheel, and we're gonna be putting them in an all-you-can-eat buffet. So real quick, we'll get into the tiers. We have the Bankrupts the Buffet, basically for those people who have the stomach of a bull. Then we have the Tries Literally Everything. So this is more for the experimentalist type. Doesn't mean they're gonna eat everything, but they're gonna be like, yeah, what's that? Very nice. Then we have the Very Specific Taste. So this is for people who eat like an entire platter of one thing, and everything else can just jump off a cliff. Then we have the Thinks They're at a 5-star eatery, or just restaurant, the word was too big. Then we have the Simple Casual Eater, the Barely Eats Anything, the Must Get Their Money's Worth. This is a shout out to my mama. The Mooches Off Other People, and finally, steals the damn food. So mooches off other people is stealing from other people's plates, steals the food is bringing the food back to your own fridge. But without further ado, let's get into the first hair of the day. Ooh, yes. God, a lot of these characters are gonna be fun to go to the buffet with. Anyway, we got Yenfei as the first character. Then we have Diona. Diona and Yenfei? That's interesting. And finally, we have Goro. Huh. What the frick? So right off the bat, there is like no similarities between these characters whatsoever. And I love it. So in terms of how they're gonna interact, I can't see any of them really being at each other's throats. Like Diona, for sure, she is angry cat and gets angry with a lot of different people. But both Goro and Yenfei have very good like heads over their shoulders. Diona's gonna really have to dig deep to find issues with these two. So I think the interactions will be very wholesome, yes. Ooh. And Diona and Goro are both animal people. Yes! Ooh! And Yenfei's like an Adeptus girl with those like weird white things on the back of her hair. So these are all animal people. Okay, they do have similarities. I lied. So they're all gonna be best friends. Now, how are they gonna be at the buffet? We'll start with Diona. I feel like Diona's the type who wants to bankrupt the buffet because maybe someone like D-Luke Enterprises owns the buffet kind of thing, and she's like, and is gonna do her damnedest to eat as much food as she can. But at the end of the day, I'm just gonna put her in casual eater because I don't think she has the stomach space to eat that much food. And it's not even because she's a child. I just can't see her eating that much. Then we have Goro, who I feel like is gonna be super polite. Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of table manners. Everybody else is like, give me that, I want the last chicken nugget. He's gonna be like, guys, relax, we're not on a military battlefield. But yeah, I don't think he's gonna think he's at a 5-star eatery, but compared to a lot of the other people, I think he's gonna be very polite and well-mannered. But I'm still gonna put him in just the casual eater. And finally, Yenfei, since she's the Adeptus girl, or half Adeptus girl, I think. I'm just gonna put her in Very Specific Taste. Because like Ganyu, like Shenhe, she probably likes plants more than anything else. I'm not sure what the lawyer's diet consists of, but I feel like she has a very sophisticated palate, kind of like a zebra. But yeah, this would be a very wholesome group to go to the buffet with, yes. Next group. Why do I feel like Noelle can eat so much? Yes! Yes, debut, baby! Mon cher Charlotte, je pense pas il y a des croissants dans la buffet comme... I love it. I love it. And finally we got Shinobu. I love this group so much. Now, right off the bat, all three of these characters are probably in my top 15 range, if I had to guess. So wait, how would they interact? For some reason, I can imagine Charlotte potentially doing like a little bit of a news story on the Arataki gang. And the only person she would go to for questions is Shinobu. Yes! And then we have Noelle, who's just a cinnamon bun who can probably get along with everybody. Now let's put them into some tiers. Noelle, even though it's not her intention whatsoever. Nah, she's gonna bankrupt the buffet. There is a reason this girl is so strong, and I'm guaranteeing it that it has to do with her diet. Yes, she is probably just like eating plate after plate. Shinobu and Charlotte are like, girl, how are you not full yet? And she's like, oh, this is only the appetizer. Yes. Nah, she'd be eating cray-cray. She has the stomach of a bull. Then we have Charlotte Monfils, who I'm gonna say has some very specific tastes because she is French, and us French folk, we have sophisticated palate. No, that's BS, guys. Je pense que Charlotte aime des croissants avec du beurre. Yo, oh, that sounds so good right now. God, I'm so excited for Fontaine, guys. I want to see all of the French references and stuff. If there is not a character named Pierre-Luc, I'm gonna lose my mind. Anyway. Shinobu, I think, is barely gonna eat anything. No, I'll say she's a casual eater because one, I don't think she's gonna take off her mask that much, but I think she's gonna be comfortable enough with these two specific characters to at least eat her full, like have like a normal meal in a situation like this. Yeah, if she was paired up with characters she didn't get along with, I would put her in barely eats anything. But since she has made 2 new friends, she will be a casual eater. Yes. The next team.
Okay.
Next we have Jean with her disgusting mushroom pizza. I don't like mushrooms on pizza, guys. Ooh, another c'est quoi ça kind of group. Okay. We have Faruzan. Nah! This is the most random group I have ever seen, or at least it's up there. So we have Jean, Faruzan, and Chi-Chi. Okay. I see no similarities whatsoever between these characters. Ooh. So you guys know how Jean and Klee is a thing, right? What if, since Chi-Chi is also a child, Jean's parental nature kind of comes into play, and it's the exact opposite of Klee. Yes! So I feel like Jean is gonna see her as like a saint among the children. And then Faruzan, I think, is gonna have some must protect vibes with Chi-Chi, kind of similar to how she has the vibe with Kale. Because she cares about the youngins. Even though Chi-Chi isn't really a youngin, she kind of looks young. Who should we start with? Faruzan, I think, probably gets their money's worth. No. She's gonna try literally everything. Yes, it kind of just suits the researcher-like nature she's got going. And even though some of the things look a little nasty, she'll be like, I must know what the appeal to this specific food is. And once she's tried everything, I think she'll try to get her money's worth, but I'm still gonna leave her here. Yeah, Chi-Chi is barely gonna eat anything. I feel like Jean is the type to like ask Chi-Chi to wait at the table because everyone's bumping into each other at the buffet. Oh, yes! And then she brings food back for Chi-Chi to eat, and she like kind of only nibbles on it. I don't think she has a big appetite. But at least she'll eat a bit because of Jean. Yeah. And finally, Jean herself. I'm just gonna put her in casual eater or very specific taste. Because people who like mushrooms on pizza, I know it's not the most uncommon thing, but that's very specific in taste. You know what, nah, I'll just leave her in casual eater. I feel like she doesn't wanna overly like exert herself when it comes to eating, because this is probably like her lunch break or something. My girl doesn't have much free time, but I'm at least happy she came with Faruzan and Chi-Chi. Yeah, but a simple casual eater for Mademoiselle Jean. Next pair. Meow, 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 meow. Next we have Kirara, who, ooh, is she gonna eat a lot? Paired with Kirara, we have Mademoiselle Lisa. Okay. And finally, we have Candace. Okay, this is a pretty simple group actually. So Candace, Lisa, and Kirara, for some reason, Lisa and Candace specifically, I think are gonna get along insanely well. Yes, because they're both really soft-spoken, but have such differentiating personalities. And Lisa is originally from Sumeru. Okay, yeah, I like these two. And Kirara is just that cat they snuck into the buffet, maybe in one of their purses. Nah, human Kirara. I think she would just simply get along with both of them really well, because she has a very brings people in like nature, because she's really happy and go lucky, and it's always nice to see that. The energetic one amongst the quiet ladies. I like it a lot, it's nice. So in terms of where they're gonna go, I think Lisa has very specific taste in food. She seems like she has a bit of a refined palate, if you will. But at the same time, I think she's socially aware enough to realize that it's not a 5-star restaurant. Nah, it's a buffet. She knows it's a buffet, but she's gonna find that really specific food she likes and like eats the entire platter. Meanwhile, as with Candace, she's gonna bankrupt the buffet. See, every character in this game is very petite. None of them are bulky. But Candace, for some reason, I feel like has a 6-pack and eats a lot to stay in good physical shape. Yes, I think she's gonna see like the salad, certain kinds of meats, and is just gonna devour them without even realizing it. And she's like, oh, I've never been here, but it said all you can eat. And Lisa's like, girl, eat as much as you want. No one's gonna say nothing. So she's gonna bankrupt the buffet. Kirara, I feel like she's gonna eat off of other people's plates. It's just the whole cat vibe where they just kind of eat whatever's in front of them. Like, I feel like if Lisa isn't looking for a sec and Kirara already finished her plate, she just starts snatching Lisa's food. Yeah, I know she's trying to fit in with society right now, but that's like one step at a time. For the time being, she can mooch off of other people for their food. Yeah, next pair. Next, we have our boy Sino at a buffet. Yeah, Sino and Eula? Oh, I love that so much. That's interesting.
Ooh.
So we have Sino, Eula, and Ningguang. Okay. Sino and Eula, right off the bat, I feel like are gonna bond from their whole idea of justice. Yes. Now, is Eula gonna appreciate Sino's jokes? Probably not. Ooh, wait. What if she's under the influence and they're playing Genius Invocation while Sino's telling his jokes? Yes! Wait, I love that. That would be such a wholesome experience. And Ning Guang, as well, has a very high moral compass, moral values, so she would get along with them just fine. And she's open-minded enough to maybe get behind Sino's jokes. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure. With that in mind, where are they gonna go? I don't think any of them are gonna bankrupt the buffet, but for some reason, this might be debatable. Ning Guang, I think, is gonna want to get her money's worth. Now, I know she's super rich, but the thing is, she doesn't neglect the little things like this when it comes to finances. I don't think she's gonna eat an insane amount by any means, but I think she's gonna want to eat enough food to justify the amount she paid for the buffet. Yes. Meanwhile, as with Eula, I feel like if she really wanted to, like Eula comes back to the table with a plate full of these big slices of meat. She just plops it down. Ning Guang and Sino are looking at her like, girl, chill. And she's like, what? This isn't even a lot. Nah, I could see her eating a lot. And Sino, casual eater, yeah, maybe he'll eat a little more than usual when he's really into the card games, like he gets distracted kind of thing. But I'm just gonna put him there. I can't really justify anywhere else. Next we got Amber. Okay, she's probably pretty small when eating. They're finally gonna meet the Pyro Archers. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Yoimiya released on Amber's birthday? Ooh! Oh, okay. And finally, we have Hazel. So right off the bat, these are the social queens and one of the social kings. So in terms of conversation, bro, this is that table that everybody else in the buffet is looking at because they're so loud. Yes. But here's the thing. They're so enraptured in their conversation that they don't even care about anything else. And do you think the Riz Master Hazo might get a little bit flirtatious with the ladies? I could kind of see it, but again, his type is more of the older women, like Lisa, Eula, Candace kind of thing. So we'll say no. They're just gonna be friends. In terms of placement, I'm gonna say Hazo might want to get his money's worth. Yeah, he kind of seems like that guy who keeps track of the amount of plates that he's eating. So let's say you pay like 50 bucks for the buffet. He's gonna be like, so with my detective skills, I have deduced that one of my plates is worth $10. If I get 6 plates, I will have made $10. For the other two, I think they might eat a little more than the average Joe, but I don't think they're straight up bankrupting the buffet by any means. Oh, God, guys, wouldn't it be so awesome if these two met? I need this. Yoimiya story quest, Act 3. She goes to Mondstadt, please. But anyway, both of them would be casual eaters. I can't see them in much of any other tier, to be honest. Pretty simple. It's Chongs. Next we have our boy Chung Yoon. Ooh, okay. Then we have Mr. Albedo. I like the quiet nature of this group so far. Wow. Okay, I'm kind of living for this. So we have Albedo, Chung Yoon, and Ayato. Look at this gathering of sophisticated men. Now these three, right off the bat, are gonna get along so well. Yes, because they're all very softly spoken. Like none of them are super eccentric. And Albedo and Ayato, I can kind of see Albedo being Ayato's like low-key best friend. Like every now and then, he sneaks over to Mondstadt on vacation to meet up with his boy. Nah, these two being together, that's awesome. I love that. And Chung-Yun, he's just kind of there with the sophisticated gentleman because he is a sophisticated lad as well. Yes. So Albedo is gonna try everything. He's the experimenter, but he's the type who brings one of everything back to the table. Ooh, very sophisticated, good sir. But Ayato himself, I think, is gonna have very specific taste. Even though he's a super rich man and might act like it's a 5-star restaurant, I think he's socially aware enough to know that this is just a casual eatery. It's just that he has very proper table manners. Yeah. You know what? I'm actually gonna change this tier, or at least change the wording. Yeah, okay. But I'm gonna say he acts like it's a 5-star eatery. Yes. Even though he knows it's not, he's gonna be very, like, properly table mannered, if that makes sense. Ooh. And we're also gonna put Ning Guang up there now. Yes. And then we have Chung-Yun, who for some reason, I don't think has that big of an appetite. Yeah, he seems like the type of guy who just nibbles for a bit. Ooh, wait, no. He has very specific taste. Yes, because he doesn't like them spicy foods. No. Wait, with that in mind, he's not gonna be able to eat that much because he prefers cold things. So maybe he would just like partake in the salad and stuff. I don't know. But either way, a pretty specific taste for the boy. Yeah. Next pair.
How is it so long already?
We have the grass muncher Shenhe. Yae Miko and Shenhe at the same table. Ooh, that's very interesting. Yeah. Okay, this is what the actual heck. Okay, so we have the group of mommies and daddy. We have Yae Miko, Shenhe, and Tartaglia. Whoa! Now, for some reason, I can imagine Yae Miko and Tartaglia having like some internal warfare at the buffet table, and Shenhe's just in the background, like munching on some salad. Yes! Nah, Shenhe's so simple-minded that I feel like she's immune to both of these characters' tricks. So even though they're using low-key so much brain power, the girl who's not using any brain power is 2 steps ahead of them. I love that. Yes. We'll start off with Shenhe. She is gonna have specific taste because, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't she like kind of a vegan or something along those lines? Or maybe that's Ganyu. But I know she likes her plants more than anything. So either way, she's gonna just enjoy the salad. She's gonna bring that big like rectangular pan back to the whole table, and Tartaglia and Miko are like, girl, you're not supposed to bring the whole thing. And she's like, but it said I could take. So she's gonna have specific taste. Tartaglia, even though on the battlefield he's a little cray-cray, I think at the buffet table he's gonna have very good manners. Like, remember the whole him and Zhang Dong interaction where he was very well kept and everything? I know that wasn't a buffet, but I feel like it's gonna be very similar, and he's gonna have very good manners. Yeah. Meanwhile, as with Miko, for some reason, I think no, I think she could get away with stealing the food, but I don't think she will. So I'm just gonna say she tries literally everything. Ooh, yeah, she's gonna try everything. So maybe she finds the foods that are really bad and don't taste good and uses that food to like prank other people. Yeah, and then she's gonna go up to Tartaglia and be like, hey, look, this tastes really good. He's like, very well, I accept your kind offering. And it just tastes like complete horse shit. That is my headcanon. Next team. Next up, we have Layla, who for some reason, I don't think is gonna eat a lot. Ooh. And next up, we have Yelan. Huh. Her and Layla getting along? Maybe? Oh, this is cracked. Guys, they're all so different. Whoa, this is a diverse group. It's so weird. So we have Hu Tao, Layla, and Yelan. This really is all different walks of life in one group. Do you think Yelan might get a little annoyed with how eccentric and outgoing Hu Tao is? I can kind of see that. Yeah, Yelan definitely seems like the girl who prefers the quiet ones opposed to the loud ones. Meanwhile, as Layla and Hu Tao, okay, headcanon, awake Layla is gonna get along with Yelan, while the sleepy Layla is gonna get along with Hu Tao. And by sleepy, I mean the more outgoing side of her. Yes, it's the best of both worlds for a situation like this. It's perfect. Okay, so in terms of placement, I feel like Hu Tao specifically is probably gonna wanna try everything. Yeah, she seems like the girl who, if it looks like it's weird food, that's the first thing she's gonna go for. The more cracked and disgusting it looks, the more Hu Tao gets hyped. Which, to be honest, I kind of respect that. Yeah. So she's the type of person who you low-key use as kind of like a tester. So you're like, I wonder how that tastes. Hey, Hu Tao, doesn't that look weird? And she's like, yeah, it does. And just devours the whole plate. Yes. So she's gonna try everything. Layla, I think, is barely gonna eat anything. I don't think she's the type to really have a big appetite, even when she's in both states of mind, if you will. Nah, she's very petite. Wait, you know what? Since studying uses so much brain power and you need food to use your brain power. Wait a sec. Okay, I'm not gonna put her in Bankrupt's the Buffet because I don't think it's that bad. I'll just put her in the Casual Eater. And finally, we have Yelan, who I guess, since she's a gambler, might want to get their money's worth, but debatably, she might not care as well, because in a situation like this, where she's just chilling, eating at a buffet, it might not matter that much. I'll still put her there. I think she might keep track of things, and if she wanted to, she could steal the food without a doubt, but I don't think she will. Yeah, next team. Next we have the boy Mika. Wait, why can I so easily imagine Yingar getting Mika really flustered? Okay. And then we have Yunjin. So Mika, Yunjin, and Yingar is a very interesting group because Mika and Yunjin alone, I think, would be a really wholesome dynamic to kind of picture. Yeah. While Yingar being just thrown into the middle is kind of weird because she's kind of out of place with two characters like this. But that's also what makes it amazing. Like, even if she's not intentionally flirting, just her natural tone of voice can make people just question things. Yunjin, she's gonna have very specific taste, but also act like it's a 5-star eatery. Yeah. Even though if she was here with like her girl Jin Yan kind of thing, I think she would still show proper table manners, even if everyone around her is kind of just eating spaghetti with their hands, which is freaking disgusting. How dare you? No matter what the situation, she would be very well mannered. Yeah. Meanwhile, as with Mika, I don't think he's gonna eat much because Yingar is here. He's just gonna be constantly like on guard for this woman that he's just gonna be kind of nibbling on his plate a bit like, is she still there? Oh God, she's looking at me. She's looking at me. Yes. And finally, Yingar is gonna try everything because she likes to experiment on all different kinds of people. Sorry, I meant food. She's like, what kind of sauce is this? Goes good with this nice big hunk of meat. But yeah, she's gonna try everything. Next pair. Kazuzu is going to the buffet. Okay. It's the boys, Kazuzu and Toma. Okay. Wait, have these two ever met before? Huh. I feel like they have. Wait. Wait, I love this. Okay, Toma and Kazuzu are both very social people in completely different ways. Toma is outgoing, kind of loud social, while Kazuzu is quiet, but is never shy of a conversation. So these two could easily be best friends. I think they'd get along swimmingly. And then we have Zhao, who is kind of an angsty boy. But both Kazuzu and Toma are accepting enough that I think they would be able to bring him into conversation, and it would just be a nice time. So, for some reason, Zhao... I feel like since he is the Adeptus boy, he probably can eat a lot of food, right? I don't know what his diet consists of specifically, but his stomach, I think, can just hold just pounds and pounds of meat, and he can walk that off insanely quickly because of how active he is. Like right after this buffet, he's gonna go out and kill like 20 ruin guards. So he's gonna bankrupt the buffet. While Toma, you know what? Since he's a bit of a haggler, he's gonna get his money's worth. Yeah, for some reason, a lot of people kind of just kind of forget about that one part of Toma, but in this situation, I think his financial independent brain would kick in, and it would be a really good thing. Yeah. And finally, we have Kazuzu, who, since he's kind of been all over the world at this point, I'm just gonna put him in the casual eater. I don't think he's gonna have specific taste. I think he would be open to trying everything, and never mind. For some reason, I forgot this tier was here. But yeah, he's gonna be experimental, have a bit of this, have a bit of that, have a bit of all the specialties, and he's gonna enjoy himself with Toma and Zhao. Yeah. I like that group a lot. Next pair. It's my girl Cushing, and for some reason, I feel like she can really eat. I don't know why. I'm really happy that in recent memory, Rosaria is getting paired with really good people. I like it. No, okay. All right, so Beto as well, interesting. So we have Beto, Rosaria, and Cushing. Yo, I love this, like, girls go to the buffet vibe I'm getting from this, yeah. Ooh, and Beto and Rosaria can be drinking buddies at the buffet, yes! Even though Rosaria's not gonna be getting drunk, I think she would still be able to have a couple drinks with the captain of the Crux over here. I like it. So even though they have completely different vibes and energies, I think these two would probably get along at least somewhat well. Yeah. Meanwhile, as Cushing over here, I feel like isn't even paying that much attention because she's constantly eating. But is she gonna bankrupt the buffet? No. I'm gonna say she tries a bit of everything. Ooh, wait, no. She has a very specific taste. Yes. She's the type who empties an entire platter of one specific food that she likes. So let's say it's something to do with fish. She's gonna take that whole platter back to the table and eat the whole thing. Perfect! I love that. Okay. So very specific taste. Beto, I think, would bankrupt the buffet. Yes, especially if she's drinking, because they do usually offer you drinks at the buffet, although it is a separate charge. I feel like that's just gonna add to her appetite even more. Absolutely. So she's gonna be getting sloshed, eating like crazy. The entire staff is like, guys, we have to watch out for that one lady over there. Yeah. And Rosaria finally? Ooh. For some reason, kind of similar to Cushing, I feel like she would have a very specific palate. Like, even though she's kind of goth, I feel like she likes a lot of the more refined foods in life. Yeah, so I'll just put her in very specific taste. I'm happy her and Beto and Cushing got paired together. It's really nice. Yeah. Next up, we got Jinyan. Aw, yeah! And she is paired with Yao Yao, which is wholesome. Both from Liyue, which is nice. Oh, okay. And finally, we have Lumin. Next, we have Yao Yao, Lumin, and Jinyan. Now, this is a very simple group, actually. I kind of like it. Yeah. Lumin, I feel like similar to Aether, who we haven't done yet. I got him confused with Albedo. But she's gonna try literally everything because she's the traveler. She's already been doing that as she's going across Tevat. Yeah. So she's gonna have a lot of the buffet delicacies that she's never seen before. Then we have Jinyan, who I don't think is gonna go crazy. I think even with her outlandish vibes, she's just gonna be a casual eater. I can't see her like demolishing a certain station at the buffet. Like, it just doesn't come to mind, you feel me? And finally, Yao Yao mooches off other people. Nah, I can't say that. She's gonna try literally everything so she can recommend to Chi-Chi when she comes after what foods are good to eat, what provide the most healthy and nutritious choices to meet your daily intake. Yes. The health queen Yao Yao is gonna try everything and eventually would just stick to the healthy options. But at the beginning, she's gonna try everything. That's just my hunch. Yes. Next team. Aww. Next we have the girl Sayu. Well, this is very interesting. If we're talking A, I feel like she'd get along with Sayu. Yeah. Not Timaeus, please. Oh, thank God. And then we have Aether. Okay. So Aether, Raiden, and Sayu, again, similar to Lumin, gonna get along with everybody. Raiden and Sayu is such an interesting dynamic. I think in this scenario, this is just gonna be A. We're not gonna talk about the Raiden Shogun. A at a buffet, I think is adorable to picture as well. Yes! And her and Sayu are very subtle and pretty quiet. That I kind of like it. Yes, these two getting along is adorable. So, A is gonna bankrupt the buffet. She is gonna just find a lot of these local delicacies very interesting and tasty. I feel like it's a scenario, if she likes the food, she is going to eat all of the food. So Aether will be there to pick up the scraps. Nah, maybe she would save just a little bit for her teammates over here, but she's gonna bankrupt the buffet. Yes, Aether, just like Lumin, is gonna try a bit of everything. Luckily, A saved him a couple pieces, so he'll be fine. And finally, Sayu, I think, is gonna try to eat an insane amount of food, but I'm just gonna put her in the casual eater. Yeah, because even with those visions of grandeur, I think her little stomach isn't gonna be able to take the amount of food she's putting into it, because she probably has the idea that if you eat a lot, you'll grow up to be nice and strong and tall, winky face. But nah, she's gonna be the casual eater who wants to be the bankrupter, but we're gonna put her here. Yeah. Next pair. It's our boy, Benny Boy. Oh my god. Sarah, again, is put into the big sister position. No. No! Well, okay. So we have Dottore, Sarah, and Benny. This is pretty damn cursed, guys. Oh my god. So even though they're all sitting at the same table, we're just gonna say some social distancing applies, and Sarah and Benny are like just maybe a chair or two away from Dottore. I'm kind of scared for their safety. Then again, with Benny here, that's just another safety hazard. Ooh, no. Dottore is going to want to experiment on Benny because he wants to figure out what drives this bad luck thing. Yes! I love it. Okay, so we'll do Sarah first. I feel like Sarah is probably just a casual eater. Yes, she's definitely one of the more in-shape characters, so she's going to be on the higher side of how much food she eats. But I think it's gonna be pretty normal. Yeah. And Benny over here is kind of similar to his big sis. Even though, obviously, bad luck, yada yada yada, it's gonna come into play, like always. To put it simply, he's just gonna eat a normal amount of food. Again, we don't have that much information on these characters' appetites by any means. And I'm sure Benny could actually cook, because he's an adventurer, but when it comes to eating, similar to Sarah, just casual eater. Meanwhile, as Dottore, I think is gonna have a very specific taste, because he is a refined gentleman. For some reason, I just think he likes his meat rare. Why is he giving me Hannibal Lecter vibes? No! But yeah, he's gonna have a very specific taste, and for some reason, at a restaurant, I feel like he's gonna be very refined when he eats. Yeah, and I also want to see him go with his fellow harbingers out for a night at a restaurant. I think that's awesome. But we're just gonna leave him here. Everybody knows where this is going. Yes! Yes! Guys, I'm currently sick, so I can't really be exerting this much energy. But Klee and Paimon, oh my god! Nah, get out! Wait! Get out, bro! No! So we have Klee, okay. Razor, okay. Paimon, okay. In terms of how they would interact, we've seen them all interact, and they get along so well. Yes, Klee and Razor is adorable. I love it. So, Paimon is gonna bankrupt the buffet, or do you think she can hold enough food to bankrupt the buffet? I'm gonna say yes. Her stomach is basically like a black hole that leads into just the void, so she'll never get fat. Nah, Paimon has the best metabolism on the entire list, yes. Meanwhile, as with Klee, for some reason, I can also see her bankrupting the buffet. Yes, even though she's a child, I feel like she can probably hold so much food in her stomach, because kids usually have really good metabolisms. And she's gonna be like, ooh, what's this? I wanna try this. Yummy, yummy, so good in my tummy. Actually, I'm not 100% sure. I'll put her in tries everything, but debatably bankrupts the buffet. Yes. And then finally we have Razor, who's gonna go full out just animal in the buffet. Bro, he's gonna try something really good, especially compared to the hash browns he just happens to make all the time. Bro, this is some 3-star food, which to Razor might as well be 5-star food. Nah. He's gonna start eating, and then Wolf Boy is gonna go into his wolf stance, and is gonna go and just start eating everything. Yes, I love it. Okay, so he's gonna bankrupt the buffet. Yeah, that was my favorite team. It was adorable. Next, we got Sucrose, my girl. I really like Sucrose. Ooh, okay. Sucrose and Zhengcho? I'm thinking too hard about it. These two would get along. This is still nice, but I wanted it to be Kale so badly. So we have Tiggy Cakes, Sucrose, and Zhengcho. So these three, I think, are gonna get along just fine. Sucrose and Tignari have met before. Although they didn't have, like, super big interactions, I think they're gonna be fine with each other. And these two, I feel like would hit it off really well because they're both very talented in their respective fields. Yeah, and even though Zhengcho's a lot more sociable than Sucrose, I think they would at least be able to exchange pleasant conversations. So, Zhengcho, even though he's super rich and sophisticated, at a buffet like this, I feel like his childlike nature might shine a bit, and he might mooch off of other people. But not like in a hostile way by any means. I think he would just be kind of trolling. Like, Sucrose is the type to bring back all the food, and Zhengcho kind of like picks off her plate. And Sucrose is like, hey, stop that. Yes. Wait, that's adorable. I love it. And he's like, nah, I just want to try a bit of this. It's okay. Now, this is a fun dynamic. But Sucrose, yeah, she's similar to Albedo. I think she's going to want to get a good taste of all these different kinds of things. Yeah. And finally, Tiggy, I think, is gonna wanna get his money's worth. Yes, because he gives me that father vibe that when he goes to the buffet with the kids, in this case, Sucrose and Zhengcho, he wants to make sure that he gets his money's worth and that he didn't waste the trip. Wait, I love that, yes. For some reason, I always put Tignari in the father position because he has so much of that energy, guys. Like, come on. But yeah. Next group. Next, we got our boy Al-Haytham, and I feel like this man can eat. I need to make sure about that. Aw, poor Timaeus, I feel like is gonna get ignored by Al-Haytham. I'm sad.
Oh my god.
Okay, I don't know who I feel bad for anymore. So we have Al-Haytham, Fischl, and Timaeus. Now, here's the thing with this group. If Al-Haytham knew beforehand that he was going with Fischl and Timaeus, without a doubt, he's either not gonna show up or bring like 10 different books to try to distract himself from the other two for the entire duration. Yes. Because I feel like Fischl is gonna look at Al-Haytham and think he looks really interesting and is gonna constantly talk to him. Meanwhile, as Timaeus is trying to talk with both of them just very casually, but they keep ignoring him, and I'm very sad. Aww. But yeah, this group is gonna be a complete mess. I guess we'll start with Timaeus, just the plain boy over here. I think he's gonna be a casual eater. I can't see him having like an insanely big appetite. Ooh, maybe he will because he's sad that everyone's ignoring him. Oh. No, guys, please, if you got to this part in the video, comment, I love Timaeus, because we all love Timaeus here. But for the other two, I feel like Al-Haytham is the type to get his money's worth. Because he's very calculated, he needs to be thinking of something to distract him from Fischl. So he's gonna be calculating prices in his head, doing a lot of estimations, and getting his money's worth. Yeah, I think he could eat a lot as well, to be honest. He's very built with that six-pack of his. And then we have Fischl, who for some reason, I feel like is barely gonna eat because she's so constantly invested in Al-Haytham and trying to start a conversation with him. Yes, she needs to know what this man's been through. It's just the thing with Fischl. She's very interested in mysterious folks, and Al-Haytham, to someone in Mondstadt, is probably very mysterious, so we're gonna leave them there, yeah. Next pair. My boy! Then we got the man Venti over here. Yeah! Yeah! Guys, I'm getting Vietnam flashbacks of the awkward dinner. My energy. Oh my god. I'm crying. So we have Mona, Zhang Dong, and Venti. Oh my absolute god. Okay, so we have seen Venti and Zhang Dong's social awkwardness firsthand when interacting with each other. And then Mona over here, throwing herself into the mess. No. She's gonna know why they're socially awkward because maybe she performed like a divination beforehand. Yes! Now, even with that in mind, I think she's gonna wanna bring these two together to maybe talk a little bit because it's probably just Venti constantly egging Zhang Dong on. Which is, oh my god, I love it so much. Okay, let's just put them into their places before I start fangasming. Mona is gonna steal the food. This tier at the bottom, y'all know it was made for her. Like, if Mona wasn't part of this roster, I wouldn't have had this tier. She's the type who's gonna be like, yeah, this tastes very good, and is stuffing it into her purse as she's saying that. Both Venti and Zhang Dong are like, hey, where are the napkins? She's like, don't worry about it. Just go ask for more. Yes, Mona! Meanwhile, as Venti and Zhang Dong, maybe they would be more inclined to socialize when there's not that much of an audience. Because they're both very passive in their own weird way. So with that said, Venti, I think, is gonna get really drunk and a little upset with Zhang Dong, and is gonna start mooching off of Mona, who's mooching off of Zhang Dong. Yeah, okay, never mind. Both Venti and Mona are mooching off of Zhang Dong's sophisticated platter. Yes. The only difference is, I don't think Venti is gonna steal the food because he has morals. Kind of, I guess. And finally, Zhang Dong, I think, is just gonna be analyzing the food, enjoying the finer things at the buffet. He's like, ah yes, these chicken nuggets, top tier. Nah, Zhang Dong talking at a buffet is hilarious, although this is one of the scenarios where he might not actually talk that much. But it's an amazing trio. I love that group. Guys, I swear, they left all the cracked characters for the end. So we have Ito.
Ooh.
God, we really have the opposite sides of Inazuma. So Ayaka and Ito.
Okay.
And finally, we have Aloy. So this group, funny enough, I think they would all get along really well. Yes, because even though Ito and Ayaka are insanely different in terms of personality, they're both very adventurous in their own little weird way. And then we have Aloy, who is literally an adventurer, or, sorry, explorer, whatever you call her in her respective game, but she's always out in the wild. So I feel like Ayaka is gonna really want to get to know Aloy, and it would be really nice. Yeah! So, Ito, I think, is gonna steal the food. Actually, no. He's not gonna have the balls to steal the food. He's just gonna mooch off of other people. Yeah. So he's gonna constantly take from Ayaka's plate, and Ayaka's like, how uncouth of you, sir! Nah, they might squabble a bit at that point in the evening. And Ayaka, I'm gonna put in, wants to try everything. Yeah. She seems like the type to see something she's never seen before and be like, ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? Give me that. Let me get some of that. Yes. And her plate is gonna be just filled with weird things that I think it's kind of wholesome to picture. Yeah. And then we have Aloy, who I think is gonna have specific taste because she's usually out in the wild. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna like anything that's super luxurious. Or luxurious? I don't know how to say the word. But yeah, she's gonna have a very simple palette with very simple needs. I like it. Next group. Now we got Daddy D-Luke, who, plot twist, also owns the buffet. Ooh! Wait, Nahida? This is interesting. This is one of the characters I think D-Luke is gonna like. Yeah. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, we're safe. Wait, no. Why did I say don't do it? No, Scarra and Nahida at a buffet together? Wait, that would have been so wholesome. Anyway, we have Nilou. So D-Luke, Nahida, and Nilou. This is a pretty well-grounded group. And guys, I can't be the only one, but D-Luke and Nilou, like, do you think they could be brother and sister? I'm kind of just going off of the red hair, but the contrast in personality as well, I kind of like it. Ooh, wait, I'm vibing with that idea. Anyway, I know it's super specific, but these three are gonna get along, I think, pretty well. D-Luke, I think, would only be friends with like 15 characters on this list, and both of these characters are part of the 15. Yeah. And Nahida, being here with Nilou, her #1 fan. Or maybe it's Dunyarzad, one of the two. The thing is, Nilou's not as much of a simp for Nahida as someone like Sarah is to A. So it's a lot more healthy in that regard. So let's just place them. D-Luke, I think, has a very refined and specific taste when it comes to fine dining or just a buffet in general. He's like, ah yes, these cold cuts, very sophisticated and nice to the tongue. Maybe he would have that with a glass of wine. Oh wait, no, he doesn't like wine. I don't think anyway. And then we have Nahida, who is gonna try everything because she's the most adventurous Archon we got. Probably because she's the youngest as well, and, you know, the god of wisdom. This would expand her knowledge base of different food groups and different food things, yeah. So she would try everything, and Nilou, I think, is simply a casual eater. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna stuff her face. I think it would be adorable if Nahida offered Nilou some food. Aw, yeah. Nilou would be like, thank you, almighty Dendro Archon, or something like that. Nah, these two being together is cute. I like that. Anyway, very simple group. Next team. Next, we got the Coco Fish. Aww. Wait, Kokomi and Kale is so adorable. Okay, I know. Okay, next character.
Hey, that's nice.
And then we got Zhengling, who in this scenario isn't the cook because the cook needs a break too, guys. This group gives me vibes that Kokomi is like the mom character and is taking her two daughters, who she's super proud of, by the way, out for a nice meal. Yes, this is canon. I love it. So, Zhengling and Kale getting along, I don't really see it that well because of how opposites they are. Like, Zhengling is a little bit on the naive side, so I feel like she might not catch on, but luckily, Kokomi is there, and she would catch on and be able to match her energy. Yeah! So these two would get along, and Zhengling, I think, would have to follow Kokomi's lead. Like, maybe Kokomi pulls her aside like, okay, Kale isn't the most social person. Learn to match her energy, baby girl, or something like that. So let's put them into their places. Kale, I don't think is gonna be a big eater. Nah, I feel like since there's so many people at a buffet, she's gonna be a little nervous and isn't gonna eat that much. Meanwhile, as with Kokomi, I feel like she's gonna be very open to trying all kinds of things. Yeah, the military tactician general. Having a nice plate full of variety is kind of a nice thing to picture. And finally, Zhang Ling, I feel like is gonna critique the absolute heck out of all of the food. Yes. So she's gonna order not order, she's gonna take like one of everything, put it on her plate, and taste test back at the table. Yeah. And luckily, when she's in her taste testing mode, she might not bother Kale as much, and Kokomi and Kale would have their little wholesome interactions as Zhang Ling is taste testing. Yeah, very wholesome, simple dynamic. Next, we have Ganyu the vegan.
Ooh.
This is a bit of an interesting dilemma. Okay. So Dainsleif and Ganyu? Oh hell no. No. And finally we have Dory. Very interesting. Now everyone is so different in this group. Ugh. And here's the thing. It's not the different in the sense that they would get along. Maybe Dainsleif and Ganyu might not like hate each other by any means, but I don't think they're gonna be like super duper friends, right? And Dory and Ganyu, it's a really hard thing to picture. No. Maybe Dory's gonna want to sell Ganyu like some herbs she's been growing, winky face. Wait, yes, but no. She's gonna get Ganyu hooked on the bad stuff. God, why do I see that so vividly? That's bad. Okay, so we'll do Dory first. I feel like Dory is gonna be stealing things from the buffet. I feel like she's very stealthy. Like she can hide the things she steals very easily. Like it's second nature for her. I know she isn't a cat burglar, like she's not a thief, but I can easily see her bending the rules. She sees the sign, all you can eat, and is like, ooh, well, I mean, if I'm not gonna finish my plate, I guess I'll just stuff it in my bag, and while I'm at it, let me stuff 10 more plates in my bag. Classic rule bender Dory. And then Ganyu is gonna have very specific taste because she is a plant eater. She is not gonna eat any of them meats, those cold cuts. No. I feel like a buffet isn't the best place for a vegan to be. But hey, she's leaving the house with her maybe not friends, acquaintances. And then we have Dainsleif, who, even though he gives a lot of mysterious vibes and everything, I think Dainsleif is probably just a casual eater. Yeah, I feel like he limits his intake quite a bit because he's always on the road. But in a situation like this, I feel like he'll just eat 2 to 3 plates of whatever suits his fancy. Yeah, a very simple one. So we have 7 characters left. So one team is gonna be a team of 4. So first up, we got Barbs. We got 2 of the most wholesome characters in the game. I love it. Wait, is there anyone else who's wholesome? We have Madam Ping. Wait, that would be nice. Yes! No, come on. Oh, wait, Baiju. Okay, that's fine. So finally, Baiju. Okay. Okay, wait, I really like this group. Yeah. All 3 of these characters are always helping people. I love that. Okay. So in terms of how they're gonna get along, I feel like their table is just gonna radiate a massive halo around it. Plot twist, just walking into their vicinity, you're just gonna hear like church hymns in the background. So they're all gonna get along fine, especially Barbara and Kaveh. That's a really nice dynamic to picture. And Baiju, kind of like the father of the nice people, it would just be a nice experience. So Baiju, I don't think is gonna eat a lot. I feel like due to his health, maybe he can't like raise his cholesterol levels too much, or he'll have a heart attack. So just for his health and well-being, he's not gonna eat too much. Barbara, also, I don't think is gonna eat too much. Yeah, because she's very petite and down to earth, where I feel like she's gonna limit her intake just so other people can have sufficient food. Yeah. And finally, Kaveh, I feel like similar to Barbara, he's gonna want to save some food for some other people, but he also needs to get his money's worth. Wait, no, he's gonna get his money's worth. Yes. The broke boy, just like his friend over here, are gonna be very economically responsible, which is never something I thought I would mention while talking about Kaveh, who just gives money away. But yeah, he's gonna be there. And finally, the last group, which is so chaotic, and luckily we have an old lady who might keep the peace a little bit, or maybe not. So it's Dea, Kaya, Skara, and Madam Ping. So, luckily Dea doesn't remember Skara, or wait, did she ever meet him? I'm not sure. But luckily he has a clean slate when it comes to everything, but he's still gonna argue with Dea quite a bit, I can imagine. Yeah, I don't think he'll argue with Madam Ping or Kaya, but Dea and him are gonna squabble. And why do I feel like Kaya and Madam Ping are like on the other side of the table, just having a casual conversation as Skara and Dea are fighting? Wait, I kind of love that. Okay. So let's put them into their places. Madam Ping, I think, is gonna want to try everything. Yeah, maybe she's interested in what the millennials are eating nowadays. And those Adepti probably have pretty big appetites, so it's kind of nice. Yeah. Then we have Dea, who for some reason I can imagine bankrupting the buffet because I feel like she's angry eating and she doesn't even realize how much food has gone down her belly at this point. Yeah, because her and Skara are constantly fighting, so she's like munching on like a whole backbone steak as she's like insulting him. I love that. Okay. And Skara is eating barely anything. Not just because he's a puppet, but because he thinks he's better than Dea over here and doesn't need to eat food while he's stressed out. Or you know what? He's probably not even stressed out, to be fair. And finally, Kaveh, I can imagine, has a very specific and refined palate of the highest degree. Yeah, he just seems like the type who enjoys a nice glass of wine while munching on whatever his favorite food happens to be. Yeah. All right, guys, that was the buffet tier list. I am sorry if I am not the most energetic. I am relatively sick and tired right now. But I still hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and yeah, have a good one. Peace.